And so as always with Counter-Strike, we start with just the sidearm and a smattering of utility. Not even a smattering, quite a generous helping.
Yeah.
As Valda's got a cheeky smoke lined up, flying through the air, and they are ahead of it. Wow, it's CT from Spawn. That's hot. MBK wants to fight.
Same pistol round we saw Faze run just the other day. Oh my god, that didn't happen just the other day.
Oh dear.
Oh,
4 on 5 into the B site, they flood. And the CTs, all 4 of them are going for a banana retake. What's your take on that?
Nico has flashes for this. Keep your eye on those flashes from Nico.
There's the first. Let's see where he places this and when he places this. The first port of contact will be Valda. The Molotov is great. That's additional time. And when it's something like this time is incredibly valuable. Broky does have a smoke himself, but refuses to use it on the molly. Waits for these flashes. There's the first. It goes through. The second high to follow. This sets the play in motion. Alexi B is blind, but the rest were pretty well prepared. Valda with 1. The trade comes out. Mantu tucks himself in. Tries to play that new box, but the kills have all come through, and Mantu gets 2, but the kit gets lost. Rain recovers it, and the defuse will be close, but it will be Phases.
Good round right there. They almost did a banana take against the banana take. So after losing B, they've come up, they've executed cleanly on towards that site, using that T-sided smoke against them, right? They re-smoked over towards CT spawn, and then the CTs, FaZe Clan, through Broky, are dropping their own coffin smoke from the CT side of things. The flashes are coming out from Nico. When they flood on in, they're able to trade out efficiently, and FaZe Clan, they walk away with the pistol round. So OG, again, struggling to convert one of the rounds that have been so good for them so far in IEM New York.
Sometimes they can pull up a little pocket ace in the second, though. UMP, Galil, double Mac 10.
And lots of utility as well. So if they want to wait out any early aggression from FaZe here, any of their utility, banana control, poking and prodding over towards window room or holes, and then they want to set up for a set piece.
Galil, Alexi, apps pop.
You could set up for something a little bit more well orchestrated, right? And we have seen in the past the teams do setups where they do the smokes to get pit control, have extra utility to throw from pit, and then burst onto the site. So it's going to really depend on what pocket strat OG have to run. MBK lining up an arch side smoke right now. You see that very simple one being thrown here. This is going to deny information to anybody playing over towards that trash corner. Nobody's home as Cold Zero is playing over towards Moto. And now he's going to tuck on in a little bit closer.
I was proud of that smoke, Chad. It's the one that I do.
Yeah, but it's simple for a reason, Lauren.
Like
Keep
me.
it simple.
Now check this out. If they set up for an execute here, which it looks like they are, this smoke's going to be over foot towards Moto. Smoke's towards the site, and away we go.
Okay, don't forget the limitations of their buy. They want close quarters fights, and well, it seems like Kyobi's accepted his fate for this one. He's just holding the line. Act 10 versus Famas, and Issa's has already found one. Oh no, he's scattered. Broky down, Kyobi found as well. Issa, that is the openings we needed to see for OG to be competitive. He's only got 1 HP, but that doesn't matter. Mantu aggressively holding the line as the smoke drops, so does he. Rain finding a way back in. Issa low as well, but the bomb is ticking and a boost occurring. Cold could find Issa or even NBK here. Depends on who's looking. That should be the shot. Whoa, the smoke's just enough at the moment. Alexi crouching under it as well. They're getting nothing from this. He's jumping, confirms one site, looks graveyard. Nico already postured to save his M4.
Gosh, that was very well done. And Issa, you mentioned him at the start, and I love the fact that he's just not only won the opening duel there, but also obviously converted with, I think it was a Glock at the end.
Yeah, good stuff there from OG. Nice little execute, and you could just see how dangerous that was. Perfect weapons for the job once they were able to close down that distance. And well, they've won the Force by back here. The 3 saved rifles will be looking good for FaZe Clan, though, going into round number 3. So the Force by wars, I'm sure, will continue back and forth. OG have done well to break serve here within the early stages. Then they need that. That's a confidence-boosting round to win a round like that. It always echoes in when you take a gamble on a force buy situation.
Yeah, because the next time a gamble or a risk is suggested, it's not met with fear.
So what have we purchased on in with here? Rain's actually kept 1,000 in the bank balance. Broky's bought in with the Deagle. Kirby with a Deagle and armor behind it. So it is these 3 rifles mainly. They haven't fully invested on this one phase by any means. The 1,900 loss bonus in the next, and as this round limps forward, it is a default spread from OG.
I've seen App's presence go very wrong very quick, and it's usually with a setup like this, Lauren. Cold Zero and Kyobi are in a prime position to ruin MBK's day.
Ruined. Hates it. Spam. Oh, okay. This is keeping pretty spicy.
He burnt him from the grave.
They're available, though, so all pressure on Rain right now.
Yeah, Rain's going to be able to weather the storm. I hate saying that, but it is what it is. Kyobi's going to be leaning over this way. Mantu, Valda, and Alexi B now prepare themselves. Utility in hand.
Gonna
Kirby's got
fight.
a flash. Flashes in. And Rain swings on it. That's lovely. Isolates one. Can't convert anymore, however.
Confirms that both of the players are heading to B, though. So Brokey can, with conviction, rotate, tries to suppress, and Alexi beheaded. Kirby continues to fill the feed with his name, albeit hard to pronounce. Valda, a clutch to demonstrate his capabilities. He has the weapon advantage. The only rifle down to 3 HP, and that's come from Banana. They boost up. Interesting to see such a late round boost. They haven't fully committed to it. He's going to get caught timing here. It's Brokey to look. Confirms there's nothing construction, but time. And no head. Brokey secures Faze's second, and it looks like we're just trading rounds at this point, back and forth. Rain gave it everything she was got. Nice flash in from his teammate Brokey to get that first frag and to just slow down the OG ascent.
I think there, Brokey actually spotted him on the jiggle. That's why they were set up in that kind of a play where both were looking over towards the construction position as he came out the door there. So Valda getting a little bit unlucky in that 1-on-3 situation, and Faze will immediately respond, but guess what? The buy's back on out. AK-47 for Valda. We're going to see a MAC-10, Tech-9s, and Deagles, as well as utility on the floor for OG. So as we push forward, this looks like more of a default round to start things off. Molotov and Banana utility in exchange from both sides. Alexi trying to play behind the smoke here, but the Flames will eventually force him back. The spam is good. They need Banana control, OG, because it looks like a B set piece is the name of the game. You can see all 5 members already over towards Banana. That's very, very clear indication this is where they want to finish.
I want to see more fights from Faze. This is mad. I like it. You've got a flash being potentially put into motion by Rain. And at 2-1, if they keep playing this kind of, as said, unorthodox style of flashing yourself in like this, it's gonna look so good. In the hands of Nico and Rain, this combination was excellent on Mirage, and it may translate here. However, Brokey flashed away from those flashes, that util, those limited guns. Oh my, that's a rough one.
Yeah, NBK yet to frag. He's going to give it a good go here, though, as he's working towards CT. He presents his dome to Rain. Another body hits the deck. Issa left with an impossible situation ahead of him. Bomb in the CT control. You can see 3 corpses litter and pushed up Banana position. Nico just taking some initiative, taking a gamble, bringing that CT aggression, a spurt of it into an OG force buy, and immediately you just completely destabilize what was already, you know, hanging on by fine thread. 25 for Issa to maintain.
Yeah, so holding on to this, he can drop the Tech-9 over, but as we move forward in this game, the loss bonus for OG in the early stages is only going to be $1,900, which means they will have to take a little bit of a save round here. Then they'll be able to buy as we move into round number 5. But FaZe Clan, they've broken serve. That's going to be 2 on the trot for them. A pissed around win, a forced buy loss, and then a forced buy back of their own, and then a clean buy round coming on through. AK's now looking good. Rain and Brokey with 1 each. And this was great stuff. So this is what we were talking about when we were discussing it with Yanko in the interview, the same thing from Nico in terms of them playing with confidence. And it's normally something that's hard to quantify, but being willing to take a lot of duels and a lot of fights like that is something that FaZe Clan, at least in the past, have always been known for, right? A superstar team, superstar players who are always good for 1 or 2 kills. And Nico doing exactly that right there, coming into this grand final as the highest rated player in the server.
Good to see that Nico's maintained. You know, we've seen waning passion from some of the greats in recent times. New names taking those spots. But Nico has been doing a fantastic job. If anyone's wondering what's going on, is the match live? Yes, it is. They are just hanging out, making sure that CT utility is wasted and they can have a bit of an extended team talk. Back in the day, Lauren, when we were first casting, we'd call these existence timeouts.
Yeah, gosh, that was...
Gone but not forgotten, Mr. Existence.
I still get to cast him sometimes.
He's doing the Valorant. He is, isn't he?
He's got a couple of interesting plays. I think Maniac sometimes hops in. I think
Happy's
around as
Oh,
well.
God. Love it.
Yeah, you get a couple of bits and pieces. And I was waiting them to do some of the geeky stuff because they were real...
It's more familiar for them as well because it's more like source models.
Yes, giant headbox.
Yeah. So they're a bit more used to that, the old boys. Plus, it gets harder when we get up to 30, Lauren. It's harder to see.
Hey. We've
Don't
heard...
you smack talking RPK's name.
No, RPK and
you
Forrest
know the
are
biggest
anomalies.
fanboy here will
The
literally
Silver
fight
Fox.
you. He's ready to throw down.
Anyway, they got knocked out in the semi-finals, and we're here for the grand finals. It is, of course, only that M4 on Issa, so as long as he gets the second here, Valda's death is not in vain.
Issa and his bodyguards.
1, 2, dearie me. Buckle my shoe and all of that stuff. It's over. Brokey makes sure it's as clean as it could be. In fact, all 5 deaths in the same feed before it fades. 4-1.
Just people wondering why Issa doesn't have as much money. That's because he saved that M4. I mean, he didn't get the loss bonus in the previous round, and now he only gets the 2,400, which was the loss bonus coming into round 6. He doesn't get a chance to build the bank, and because he didn't get a kill, because they didn't find any impact, and didn't even have an opportunity to consider the save, he's going to be working with Squalor here as we move forward into round number 6. Now, keep in mind, Alexi B and MBK yet to frag right now. Getting them on the board would be important for OG in the early stages.
Ooh, Nico.
Yes, more of this. Absolutely love that. But it does get found. Alexi B well and truly aware, but you have to be willing to give these up if you're taking those very aggressive stances, and it's the way it will go in this instance. However, the player I actually wanted to look at is Kiebi. If he gets that scoped up weapon in that pit, I'm seeing Brolin-esque plays. I get excited by that. Now, for this round, not the case, of course. Money not quite there, and the gun still remains. So a prediction towards this app's attention, but Alexi B draws it away for a second. Mollies, smokes.
He's very liberal with his movements here. It's almost like he's not ready for the 3-man, or rather 2-man balcony presence. Cold wants to play in this smoke. As it fades, he hopes to find Alexi, and he's managed to do so, getting away as well.
Oh, Kirby's change of position here could be huge, but he needs to be ready for the balcony jump.
He's holding it at the moment. And Issa jumping down into the clutches of Kirby. There's more where that came from. And NBK does find him. A frag from Brokey, though, keeping things level. If anything, it favors Faze. 3 versus 2. They're low. NBK can't really contribute to getting that bomb down. He throws it towards Valda as best he possibly could, but Valda preoccupied by the smoke, expecting a lingering CT timing. Please, please. No, no. Rain's kept him busy. They can swing. The bomb has been retrieved and the smoke now blooms. Suddenly, a moment's respite.
Steps very much heard, though. They know that there are players working up quad as we speak. Valda tries to take the fight, hoping that smoke keeps him somewhat safe, but the flash is so good. Again, these flashes to work with. coldzera going to capitalize on Brokey's. MBK needs to be the hero, and he can't be. The HP was so low, but I want to highlight something. coldzera was broken, beaten, bruised after that B battle that went down on Mirage. He's come back in and instantly bounded into form. That CT Arch hold, yeah, a couple of them against pistols, bits and pieces, but to be on the 8-1, you start feeling yourself. You're confident again.
He needs to be the general over towards the A site, right? Because Kirby's the new boy on the block in the team, and Brokey is the AWPer, and coldzera, as the rock of this site, is the one who's going to have to dictate how they're playing this. Now, I love the fact that Nico went for something aggressive to kick this round. If this was a 4-on-5 in the advantage of OG, and they weren't able to convert right there, so another round going missing. And we were starting that narrative of, does a double overtime game to kick off the first grand final for OG Boaters a good or a bad thing? Well, at the moment, 5-1 down, pistols in hand, it's not looking great for them.
And just so you were aware of how statistically common seeing FaZe overcome that 4v5 is, they are second in the tournament with a 36% conversion ratio, or conversion rate of those 4v5 disadvantages. So we got to see there a bit of a rarity.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see, though. Kirby on that gun, because we saw how good it looked with Fnatic, for example. Players really coming to their own. He's looked very proficient with it, so I'm excited by this. And a gamble of a stack
Well, it's allowed because Nico has a secondary AWP and has all the banana control right now.
That makes sense.
So they're trying to punish Arch side, but Rain's here at the right time.
Yeah, and Alexi wants to disrespect that. He's gone full wide, drawing the fire, and Brokey can't believe his luck. Neither can Cold, falling off. Oh, it's a massacre. Kirby dropping the signature smoke that every pit player must know, and, well, before it blooms, coldzera booms. Double kill.
Another clean round, though. So note what this is doing for FaZe's economy right here. You've got the likes of coldzera up to 8.3. That's after fully investing. So the fact that they're giving themselves multiple gun rounds in the future here by keeping rounds like this clean and tidy, it's a really good note for FaZe fans out there. OG, the rifles have come back through. Mantu yet to purchase on in. Can afford that AWP if he would like, but he's gone for the AK-47 in utility. So laid out a spawn, but only just a little bit as we get round number 8 underway. This double AWP's going to be difficult to deal with, and the organ play.
What's Kirby up to? Okay, so he's just going up, so now we can focus elsewhere. I thought he was going for something a bit more aggressive. Nico working with the smallest of margins, a slither held. Alexi baits the shot, forces him off the position.
So with double AWPs in play, they will need to force both of them back off of brackets and banana. Now, Nico has dropped out of banana for now, but can force forward at any moment. And as soon as a little bit of utility comes on towards the top mid, like we're seeing now, smoke towards that arch side, keeping Brokey's AWP at bay, they will have to rotate around here at FaZe. So the option is, do they want to take back mid control or banana control?
I almost want to see this crossfire again be called into question. That Cold Zera, Kiebi combo, bit of Brokey in the matter.
They want mid control.
They really do. You can see he's cancelled his smoke. Putting Cold Zera in the off angle, hoping that Kiebi will fire the first shot. Never mind, they've even put in Brokey to clear this. And he'll sweep through, call it clear, and maybe Nico rotates back over to support Rain. That is the question.
He should be able to get there in time, and Rain even has a smoke still, so there's plenty of utility for Faze to work with. They're playing this fantastically.
Oh, Cold Zera.
Lovely move from Cold. Again, just arrives in the feed. First blood drawn, immediately traded. And now things get awkward. Regrouping in middle. Brokey and Kiebi having a conversation. How do we hold these final 25 seconds? The crossfire's chosen. Nico to fill the gap long. 20 seconds. It's about to be a very bloody final push. Oh no, they're blocking each other. Getting sketchy here. OG got to find something
13
fast.
seconds. They're going to need, I don't know, a lot more than this. Already, Brokey's going to find one. This plays in Kiebi now. He can try and deal with the aggression. He doesn't need to. Brokey does it all. 3 kills. Can't make it 4, but the time does it for them. And some more of that. Kiebi just shuts down Mantu.
Big problems here for OG, traditionally winning the lion's share of their rounds on Inferno on the T side, right? 59.24% of these rounds on the T side in the last 3 months. That stat line coming in from our stats man, SEO. And now that they're struggling in these mid rounds, what I want to point out is Alexi was the player who went down to Cold's aggression. So the conversation, they're not great.
7-1 though. Commanding scoreline. And even though some of these instances for OG, it did feel as though, oh, they're on a weaker bye, back and forth early rounds. The problem is, none of the gun rounds really have come in. None of these
Nothing's
hits.
coming in.
Nothing's working. We've seen, I really like what we saw from that Rain and Nico combination, that little bit of aggression with that flash that sent him into motion. We've now seen the other combo doing very well. Obviously that Cold Zera and Kiebi battle towards quad side especially and balcony, they've both succeeded. So I do hope that OG come up with something. I don't know what there is to come up with.
This is starting to spell trouble for me though. Just as I cast my eyes over not only the score, 7-1 with a map advantage now for FaZe after taking Mirage, but not only that, it's also the fact that I know Dust 2 is our third.
Yeah.
And it's seeing these kind of mid-round failures from OG just gets me a little sketched out for the potential of that third map. They really do need to pull something out of the hat here. Admittedly, maybe not now as they concede even more unconfirmed damage. Nico wants to find a head. Oh, they find more than just a head. They find bodies and bullets. Alexi wants to find it. Nico standing his ground. He's so precise. Give it to him. Give it to him. No. Valda does shatter the dreams of the quad kill. But he nearly won the round right there, and this one's just a formality. Bye, Valda. See you later, mate. 8-1. FaZe Clan are off to a flying start here. And I'm not going to let this one peter out into a quiet second map. Let's not forget how close they were on our first map of play. Double overtime required to separate them. Now FaZe Clan head and shoulders above on OG's pick.
Tanks being built right now for FaZe as well, so they have a couple of gun rounds under their belt here going forward. Just on Dust 2, OG beat them on that map last time, so maybe there is a breath of fresh air for them as they do make it to that map, knowing they have beaten them in recent history on that, but getting blown out in the early stages here on their map choice on the T side, it's getting rough, and Brokey wants to make it rougher. We'll take a chunk of nade damage, down to 47 health, but banana control now being given, and it's not the double AWP setup this time from FaZe, they're just going to be rocking 4 rifles, an AUG in the hand of Kiebi, an AK out for Nico, and the AWP from Brokey. Looks like it's just a B hit.
Yeah, and I don't really know how far Brokey's going to be able to push this. He's actually fallen off, chooses not to take that fight. It's Nico's flash that might hold them at bay. It's enough for the duel. Tap, tap, tap in away. Alexi, hitbox hidden. Finally, the battle is won, but the war still wages. Issa into the site. Brokey smoked off, fires a shot into the toes of Valda.
He's pushing.
Nails clipped, but pushing. And a frag not found. Brokey so quick to the trigger. 11 frags for the young gun. And a 4v2 retake. OG trying to hold on to what little they have left. Oh dear, oh dear.
They've still got flashes. They've got so many bodies, but Mantu wards off the first attempt.
He's got to be so dynamic here.
He has to almost be proactive because Issa's back to the wall. So now Mantu, how do you deal with this? He doesn't even know the banana's clear. He has no idea. He finds the first, overwhelmed by the second, and the round will go to Faze. This is 9-1 now. And we talk about the mentality. We brought this up on Mirage, and that was an incredibly close affair. Mentality's going to be very hard to maintain when you've got one round beside you.
Yeah, Brokey, this is some real tier 1 AWPing. The fact of the matter is, he read the B hit, saw it coming, realized that fight was pre-fired, naded, and flashbang, decided it wasn't worth it, goes around to the Coffin's position and finds 2 in dire circumstances as well. So big shout out to FaZe Clan's AWPer. Primary AWPer. Not the role he joined for, but the role he's given, and he's thriving within it. 12-5 the scoreline for Brokey. I'm looking at that early damage. It's Alexi B and Valda taking an early smattering.
Things need to slow down a bit for OG here. They still have 3 timeouts to work with. Maybe just take a couple of slower rounds, really take their time in these defaults. But some of the problems have been how active FaZe have been late. When they push through and they sweep for information within the later stages, that's where the mid-round calling kind of gets sucked out of the room from Alexi, especially if he's the one to go down.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to be tricky, you're trying to move back from brackets towards banana within the later stages, and then you lose info and you don't actually have any ground to take back. You've just lost everything. You see these FaZe OG players start to stumble. Missing smokes, missing flashes.
There was a gap on their take on the A smokes after they ran down the clock to such a scary point. And here's Brokey with another opening kill. And that's enough to distract.
Freebie for Cold.
It should be. Chances are he'll have a look. It's just based on his own intuition.
It's the B hit, though, that's coming in. Nico's discovered some part of this. They're having nothing. They're literally having nothing.
Everyone's trying something and nothing is landing.
It's actually hard to
There's 4 on B right now for FaZe.
Opening kills are 8-2 at this point in time. That's 10 rounds in. 8-2 opening kills. And, well, Rain's just having a field day. Can't believe his luck. He's flashed in. Gets another beheading Issa before his boots could touch the ground. Mantu probably wishing his were joined at the hip. It's the same outcome. 10-1.
So what we need to look for OG is maybe some faster pace where they find a kill and then are able to trade out without getting multi-killed. Right? I know that seems like easier said than done, and that would be the case when you have Cold, Zera, Brokey, and Nico all currently over 100 points of ADR. 14 kills for Cold, 13 for Brokey, and 11 for Nico here. They're running away with this one. We're on a streak right now of 9 rounds for FaZe. They won the pistol, they lost the 4-spy, and now they have 9 on the trot. Without the plant there, the buy is going to look a little bit sketchy as we do get a tactical timeout coming on through on the OG side of things. Alexi and MBK combined are currently have been involved in 9 opening duels, and they're sitting at 1 for 8. So they've only converted 1 opening duel between the 2 of them. And these 2 are the experienced members of the OG side of things. Not the place you want to be seeing your leaders. As the kill count as well, not really looking too fantastic. Both of them with only 2 kills to their name. So as we get back underway, round number 12, 3 AKs now in Organ and AWP. Things are looking great for FaZe.
It could not be better, and I bet you that their mental is so strong right now. All of this smack talk, as floaty as it may seem, is probably doing wonders for their communications and morale. It's a bit sketchy now, though. I can't believe Kyobi's actually gotten away with that. He smoked himself out, and now I say it with bated breath, but I think he's safe.
I know that, look, I like that they're taking some risks.
Yeah.
They've taken a couple of these. We had Nico pushing down mid. We've obviously had some leans over towards bomb sites. Here's another one against pistols. But now they know they're working against pistols. You'll see the gear shift from FaZe. They could just tuck on in, play some smarter Counter-Strike. Don't need to take the risk. Don't need the entry in the same fashion as what they would against a gun round. And they've also identified that this is just a partial buy.
Yeah, and it's a classic conversation that you have to tame a team. You have to make them respect you because, you know, they'll run this as long as they need. And that's how you start garnering that respect through actions like that. MBK looking to follow up towards Cold, but Cold's still staying alive. Alexi be a little lower here. Overwhelmed. Issa's found it. Cold Zera goes. And now the duo that's been pretty dastardly towards A has been dismantled. Nico, that barrel's been shown. And Mantu, well, let's see how impressed he is by it. Quite.
And he's good. I wonder if FaZe want to go for this. Just give it a crack, see what they can do. Rain's coming on over now from Banana, but this is going to take another 10 seconds before he's close enough to help.
Yeah, so dribble smoke helps. Flash 2. Rain's so far away. It's just MBK.
Nice.
Peeks up, sees the opportunity, sees the gap. And OG will find their second, and it's only with Deagles and Kevlar. They were holding such passive lines. NBK finding the opening duel onto Kirby just to keep stirring that pot. And it is going to be their second, though, in pursuit of the rest, if we want to have a game on our hands.
We were just discussing the opening kills from NBK and Alexi, and both of which were finding a kill onto that A site there as they pushed on through. This is Alexi and Issa finding some frags just there, and that was clearing out the site, and then NBK dealing with Nico. That was all she wrote for round number 12.
Quick little highlight. Thank you to all you guys at home tuning in and obviously getting on the cams. I think, according to the reporters in the field, Frankie. Yeah, Frankie, can you give us updates on how Twitch are behaving? Obviously, our reporter
they're good boys and girls.
Exactly. Let us know. But it's good to see
Frankie
people tuning
uses
in.
the gold star method as well.
What's that?
What I give you guys when you're good.
Gives us gold stars when we're good children. Rain, in trouble. Lots of trouble. But look at Cold Sarah. Are you okay? Are you cool?
How are they still fine? Okay, maybe not. There we go. Thank you.
Wow.
4 on 4 though, and still damage is more done on the OG side of things. Look at Issa, 26 points of health. He's not working with too much. They still have mid control over on the FaZe clan side of things. They don't know it, but it hasn't been taken just yet. They've actually totaled on up. Brokey into the site with the AWP. Kirby over towards the balcony. And the B side of things, Nico just posturing for some banana control. So with a minute 10 left, and utility looking decent, a B finish could be on the cards here for OG. Just go for something simple. Smoke towards CT, smoke towards Coffins, Molotov over towards the site, and away you go.
Ooh. Rain's heading over towards Speedway. I doubt he'll fully commit. Maybe he will, actually. I don't know what's being sold. Maybe MBK's been hurt or something. But this is that B lean, so this will be Nico. All Nico's job here.
So the later he delays his smoke, the safer he is. Looks like he's dropped it now. So around 20 seconds on that clock, we'll start seeing the final finish here to be. You can see Brokey's aware of that possibility and the util being dropped. Nico.
It's a fake.
It is. And he'll have nothing to report. No steps. Rain's already rotating, but cancels. He will have at least 2 CTs on the site, but it's a 2v4. Kirby to be asked once again to save the day. The smoke's confirming what he already knew. Rain getting into the side just in the nick of time. He disrespects the smoke. And Kirby needs a multi. Double. The signature spray hit Dinks NBK. Brokey 1v2. Make it a 2v2, excuse me. NBK's got a fraction of health remaining. 27 between the two of them. But perhaps it favors OG in pursuit of their third. 10-2. After plant, 2-1-2.
The call of he's dinked gets rattled out. Issa's already low. Molly to buy time being put down by MBK. That slows down Nico's roll, but of course they have kits. Molly in towards the pit, but posted up towards the box. Up close is Issa, orb to hand. That's mental. MBK on the cross. They know their lines of sight here. Nico tries to get the information. Does the duo do it? Brokey goes down. It's MBK holding so tight, but Nico can't get the swing. Well played in the end by MBK.
Even saved the AWP here. So 1 HP and a dream there as MBK will take their third round and put it on the board as, it's just a B fake, as simple as you like. It looked like Kirby had done enough, but over towards the balcony. So much damage, and he didn't move. Just absolutely stoic here. The dink onto MBK, he's going to be kicking himself for that one there. That's one of those situations where 1 or 2 steps closer to the organ, Kirby will take him clean out of the server. But MBK with the 2 kills there to convert on 1 HP. Impact being found now. We question where the experienced players of OG are. Well, they're waking up in the last couple. And now if they close out this half with a 10-5, now we're cooking. I mean, we're working with something.
It goes from being a 13-2 half and we forget about Inferno to being a second half that has legs.
This will be the last buy round here for FaZe. Their loss bonus is going to be 2,400 going into the next, and everybody's basically bottomed out besides Kirby with 1,000 and Nico there on 750. So going into the final round of play, if FaZe do not win this one or save a couple of rifles, they're going to be working with very, very little. 2 defuse kits in play, plenty of utility to work with. Or for Brokey, everything they need.
Stark contrast in utility ADR from these teams historically. OG, the 3rd highest in terms of that average damage per round. So keep your eyes peeled for those unconfirmed nades and sprays. Oh, great angle. Cold Zera working with a tiny slither gap, punishing the early bedroom push. Issa gone. His partner in crime, NBK, trying to pick up the pieces. He'll be flashing himself into the apartment's line, but nobody's home. It's quite fantastic that it is going to be this back and forth between the two of them on this side of the map. And there's more than just NBK there. No banana info at all for the T side at this point in time, Chad. Nothing. Nico and Rain don't have anything to report. Lurk Smoke's dropped. And still 50 seconds of play. This has to be the A finish. But I've said that before.
They're very late on these rounds, OG. Molotov towards top middle hasn't been peeked behind. They're just holding them at bay and setting up these smokes again. So we're going to see smoke towards Arch, smoke towards Library, insinuating the wrap could come on through. So pressure applied to the A defenders right now. The rotation can't help them.
They're tucked in. Brokey and coldzera left on the side to create the crossfire. And then obviously Kirby in towards Pit. The one bonus, he has a nice little scoped weapon, so he could actually hold towards the wrap if required.
Alexi can ruin everything.
We'll see if he does, though. The Molotov's going in. This is intention now shown. Kirby knows it. The flash is excellent. Alexi B gets the line. He now works forward towards the side, but coldzera greets him with a smile. And coldzera continues. Shut it down. Faze. That's coldzera on form.
That's coldzera on coldzera's box. Get the hell out of my server. Whew, just PG-13. PG-13ing it up. Look at this. Look at the angle he starts with, and look where he finishes. There's a reason many players call that box coldzera. He's got an affinity for it. The transfer is hot. Woo!
Little detail there. He was ready in case Kirby let him slip the net, and he did. Kirby gets flashed, and Cold is still ready to deal with Alexi's push there. He's really picked things up from the struggles he had on the B side of Mirage right now. Had 20 kills in a 42-round game on Mirage, and now he has 18, and FaZe are looking fantastic. Only 14 rounds into play. Final round of the first half here. FaZe are looking for... Ooh, okay. Missed smoke there. Hasn't landed. It was meant to go over towards the half wall. And with that, Alexi can punish. Take the info for free, knowing there has been a flub.
Deliberately making as much sound as he can to try and draw Rain's incendiary out of him. Same lurk smoke, different setup.
Gamble from FaZe here. They've actually rotated the third man Brokey over towards the B side of things, so they want the info back, and they want it back now as he's going to start posturing forward. I think Nico's getting ready to flash him in, but the attack's coming in towards A, and this is the comfort strat of Alexi B. 3 out apps.
Smokes confirm it. He's 18-4. Can anybody stop him? Yes, I can. Finds the 1-for-1. Kirby's playing around this wall of smokes, using Graveyard to hide and cower. And Alexi goes down first. Valda the second required, but he's down to 2 again. Kirby leaving just a little bit on his plate every time on these takes. A 3v3.
Yeah, Nico's coming up quick as well, trying to get ahead maybe of that molly that was put down before. This time not hindered by it, but Mantu aware, has to get across with that bomb.
Oh my god.
And Rain had the angle. Rain was watching this. So what does Issa and Valda do? Again, that utility so good, the timing on the spam, everything. FaZe looking so poignant in this.
Yeah, and that smoke molly on the bomb, making things so awkward now. 18 seconds. Valda would have to hit that, and he has. If he finds Rain, oh no, not today. He's ready and raring to go. 12-3 on the half. FaZe Clan making quite the opening statement on OG's map pick.
Friends for a long time now. Always have a good time whenever we go out. But you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me junk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights and looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. It doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time.
Now with the bomb planted, Shox is hoping for the jiggle, hoping for someone to confirm where the CTs are coming from. With coldzera's positioning, he's not even worried about short. Uh-oh. Oh, he takes the fight. 1-on-1. Panic sets in. Doesn't want to get walked on by the AWP. He doesn't want the AWP just to walk onto his position. He wants to catch him with a degree of surprise. Now Shock's jumping out of the window. Cold using the time. Shock's no kit. Doesn't have to take these fights, and there it is. Cold Zero with the impact. 8 for FaZe Clan, making this T-side finish almost as strong as the T-side start. That's broken the Vitality bank as well. This is a fantastic T-half, admittedly swallowing the bitter pill of 6 in a row, but 3 consecutively to finish, and Cold Zero to thank. To lose one.
Toe.
Toe?
Every day of the week.
Yeah?
Doesn't it mess up your balance quite badly?
I know your little toes got a lot. Flusher's got a lot in the round. A double. Shock's just equalized the transfer. Flusher finally finds his third. Chaos on the B site. ZywOo should have something here, but oh my god, even with 16 HP, he connects his spray. Flusher's on for the ace. It's likely it's his. It's a one-on-one. Both so low. Flusher's looking pretty chaotic, and he gets it. That is a real rewind from Flusher, reminding us what he's capable of on that B site. A full ace from the barrel's position upon the Vitality attack.
Now this is Pog Racing, as our producer Matt Herving put in the chat with the another Star Wars reference, Lauren.
I don't mind them when they're quite well placed.
Did you like that one?
It was better than...
Better than A New Hope.
Well, it was then going to be followed by The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Of course.
Haven't watched the 3 most recent movies.
Why not?
Side, at least from CT, as the rest of his team now push into the B side captain.
Well, FaZe have turned up to play here in map 2, of course, in this longer series. 12-3 on the half. OG did recover slightly, but it was glimmers of hope more than extended runs. And I'd like to highlight what our reporter in the field, Frankie Ward, has let us know that Twitch chat update, not enough Pepe Jammers. Thank you very much, Frankie. We've heard reports of Cat Jam now being prevalent. More at 10.
No more Pepe Jams in the chat. Is that the one?
Not enough.
Not enough.
What's a Pepe Jam?
Chad will come back to that one.
Man two.
He has pulled out the armored Julies. Quite the setup. Superman setup, if you will. His laser eyes looking to beam down Banana. That's not how you say it, but I did anyway.
If they stay passive from this, they won't actually have to deal with too much of the flash. So it's only 2 on Banana right now. They haven't made any footsteps. Mantu, there's a bit of a timer on the
got
call.
something.
Alexi has the flash, but that's it.
You could throw it. Oh, maybe.
They're both playing anti-flash on either side of that wall.
Alexi's got the flash in his hand. What's the cue now? First frag. Maybe Mantu can reveal himself. They were so blind, but they still get the shot. Rain's crosshair placement good. Now squandered. Oh dear. Messi from Valda does well to find a second in the chaos. Rain's done the same. And they're committing.
Ooh, no Molly where he wanted, but it's a little late, but it doesn't really matter. For now, Alexi B's in trouble. Rain will be the one tasked to keep him humbled, and he was very low HP. Cold Zero bouncing in. Alexi B with a fadeaway. Oh, haircuts being given out for free. Alexi B, beautiful work to give OG the first step on a very tall ladder.
Alexi just doubled his kill count there on the pistol round, coming into this half with only 3 kills, 3 important frags on that B side of things to put the pistol round on the board for OG. And we've spoken about their proficiency in pistol rounds on a map, in IEM New York even. And on a map like Inferno, when you're sitting 12-3 down, well, it's even more important. So they will buy on through, and FaZe kind of opted to just go for a partial investment, and that is 1 Deagle in the hands of Rain. Everybody else just with the Glocks, which means the AK-47s will be coming out in round number 18. Now, this is the type of round we do talk about, and we do talk about often. These Glock ecos is where you will just see the T-side sit back and bait out the utility. So you can see Banana, there's a molly thrown, there's a smoke thrown, Apartments, there's already been a smoke thrown, another molly towards top mid now, just getting thrown on out from the side of OG. And everything that they spend and invest right now is something they'll have to reinvest in the next round. Also, once the clock drops on down, the side of FaZe can just push on in and see if they can isolate a duel. See if they can get a kill, maybe snowball into 2. If they can get a plant, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But the name of the game right now is just being costly, and being costly by being a nuisance.
Biggest nuisance that was available.
Really sticking around there, pushing his luck. He's got Issa to babysit, and the warning shots are fired. MBK finds another 600, make it 1,200. Issa grabs himself the same $600 from the FAMAS double kill. And now it's time for the FaZe weapon round, so we can get ourselves back into the concentration stations. And with the bonus round of sorts, OG opting to keep 3 SMGs is going to surely influence the kind of cooling and approach to these setups into round 18.
Yeah, the SMGs will need to stay closer towards those mid corridors, the choke points, or they could use the SMGs over towards Banana to get full control. And it looks like they will be sending 3 players over towards that side of the map off the bat here, 2 of which will have the MP9s. Alexi and MBK going aggressive, and if they can take full Banana control, that's a big tick in the box for round number 18 for OG. Ooh, late utility coming on through here.
Oh, great conversion. Tag into frag.
That's a really good opening on a bonus round as well. So they start with a number advantage, 1:20 left on the clock. They've still got a little bit of utility to work with. Just 2 smoke grenades now, 1 for Volder, 1 for MBK. And Faze, you can see how stuck they are. Sure, they've got second mid control, but they don't have brackets or Banana. So at this point, they're just waiting out the CT side utility. And once it trickles on down, they will be able to take back some control elsewhere on the map. The Faze side of things, 3 smokes, a Molotov, and a bunch of flashbangs. So time is the issue right now, and as the clock is sub 1 minute, it looks like they geared up to take back Banana. So flash over from one of these T-Stairs players, and then they might duel over towards the B side of things.
The positioning of MBK, everything Rain just did is kind of all for nothing. And obviously the deep Banana control is now what they want. It's high priority on the list. Alexi B with the adjustment. Pre-fire doesn't work out. Rain takes him away, and now on the run, Valder gets out alive.
That was all I was concerned about. Valder being in the site now means that they will have a double crossfire from 2 different sides of the map, and they missed the molly. Him swinging out to EMO, confirmed, and finds coldzera, one of the hardest hitters on the roster. Nico the other, though, and he's vulnerable. Oh, fully flash. Mantu's flash gobbled up. And a 2-on-2 with an advantage, I'd have to say, towards OG. Rain's just picked up the bomb in time and trying to deny, unloads a full mag. Bomb down, AKs versus SMGs and FAMAS. But nades chipping even further away at the remaining health. 57 between the 2 remaining FaZe Clan members, and Rain wants to take that fight. He knows it's a strafing in, lower now, down to 3. You can't give him this way in. And they will. Great shot from Brokey. He wants them both. The spray's not quite there. Rain working with just a tiny margin of health. And of course, that clock, a fake from Issa. Rain's calling the bluff. Completely. Nerves of steel. And confirming it now, he pushes for the frag. FaZe Clan have been gifted the 13th from their stalwart Norwegian. 13 rounds on the board.
4 kills for Rain right there. The opening in Banana, that was the key. That really gave them the open door towards B. They could apply pressure onto Volder. He was back a sight. He did the best he possibly could. But 1 wasn't enough. And once it became a 2-on-2, well, we know how difficult it is to retake the B bomb site on a map like Inferno. And that's kind of forced OG into a difficult situation. It was a bonus round, so they should be able to buy, but questions are being asked now of what more do they have to do?
Right.
Kick things off with full Banana control, a free nade kill. They didn't even see Kirby. It was damage through the smoke and then a nade. You know, you're starting in the right direction, but not able to trade out efficiently. And timeout's actually taken from the FaZe side of things, talking through their options with only 3 rounds left to close out this map. They're onto something here, FaZe. This could be 2-0 up in the early stages of a best of 5. We always say it's a marathon, not a sprint, but if you can win maps in 16-5 fashion...
I'll tell you what makes it a marathon, Chad. I'll tell you, it's when you go down 0-2, and then somehow any sort of victory it's no longer a glimmer. It's so far away. You have to overcome Dust 2, Nuke, before the conversation about Train and how you win it even starts. It's such a daunting task in a best of 5 to concede the opening 2. And very rare to see reverse sweeps. We saw a reverse sweep of sorts in our previous finals. Despite the map advantage, Astralis taking it in the end. Full 5 maps of play over at the ESL Pro League.
Both buys are a little bit light here. FaZe working with Galils, OG working with that FAMAS and MP9. Utility not great for either side. So whatever FaZe go for here, it's going to be a direct approach, and they have to stick with it.
Yeah, and I like the chances here for Mantu to at least find 1. Rain not going to give him anything without the cue and prompt of his squad, though. They are fully gathered and very passive hold here from OG. They basically have the luxury of throwing anything they want at them. And that's the fight Rain was not particularly looking forward to. He's lost a lot of his health from the spray, but confirms his presence quad. Walking into MBK. 1, maybe a second here, but no, just a bit sketchy. Cole finds it, tucking in now. This is a crucial frag here from Issa. If he can just find 1, maybe, just maybe, Mantu can tuck into the site. coldzera vulnerable, still finding the frags. The dude's on fire tonight. Mantu on his box. 30 seconds, smokes pluming, Valda found, Faze clawing their way back in here, Mantu missing his shots, and another for Kjaerbye. The two of them looking like quite the partnership here. Alexi, only an MP9, and so many different angles to check. He does connect some bullets into Brokey, but that's 14. OG's hopes and dreams now lying in what will have to be round 22. It can't be this one. This looks like a 15th guaranteed, Chad. This looks like Inferno might be done, and then we're ready to start getting dusted.
Well, we did speak to Alexi after their win against Fnatic, and we said, hey, Inferno, how do we feel about that one, Alexi? And he went, well, we've been insta-picking it every single time, every single series, other than the Faze one where they actually picked into Overpass because it was banned on through. And this was more for the confidence of the team, and after they felt good on, well, they've had to force buy into this. This is curtains right now. I think that OG need a miracle round to come through, and at this point of the game, 14-5 down,
I have seen FaZe lose these rounds, though. You know they've got an advantage, and they find it out early. They're like, oh, it's only 5-7s, and then it's just a cluster duck.
Well, if they just execute onto the B side here, even into the stack, that fills me with more confidence than if they were to try and default across the map and look for picks.
Slow it down, lad. Slow it down. That's when FaZe get orky.
Look at him go, just flashing in.
Here we go, keeping it somewhat simple. Run the hit the shots, guns out. They take a lot of damage, though. Kjaerbye gonna find Valda, and Issa tries to be a hero.
He could do something here. They're so low. 2 shots, he could get 2 kills. He's walking through the smoke like a little rascal. Takes the head off one, looking for the full HP. Has the M4, using the smoke as a temporary wall. Cold's getting tagged, forced into the fight.
Wow.
Still finds the frag. 22, Cold Zera, denying the odds every time. Finally found AK for NBK, but he's all alone.
This is a brutal, brutal round for MBK. So much to clear. Both stacked up towards coffins. 15-5 now. FaZe move over Dante. This is FaZe's Inferno. Already, this is a great performance from them. This T-side, it doesn't even have to go that far. You have Cold Zera making people look silly. You've got everything you need. Rain being clutch. These are all the elements we say, oh, if only one of them comes online, then we might have a game. When they all start appearing, this gets harder and harder for OG. And yes, with maybe a bit more time and a little bit more leeway with the economy, we could have seen a fight back, but with such a commanding half on the first side, you don't get that room.
Once again, just a mismatch buy going on here from OG. SMGs, Famis's, Deagle. Very limited utility.
I've got a theory.
Yeah.
Maybe Cold is like the Hulk of Counter-Strike, and he's just been having that kind of off moment where he doesn't realize he has to be angry to be his best.
Okay.
And now his team's just bigging him up, making him sit like, basically like, you know, Michael Jordan, like, this guy's been smack talking me in practice.
Sure.
They're all just whispering in his ear like Worm Tongue from the King of the Riders of Rohan.
Oh.
That's a big opening. This could be the end.
Was that a Lord of the Rings reference?
It was.
Okay. I didn't get that one.
It's okay. Basically, they're whispering in his ear, and he's getting all that smack talk channeling into his gameplay right now. You won't like Cold Zero when he's angry. Testosterone pumping through his veins at an accelerated rate. 22-9. Looks like this could be the 16th round. They're working with nothing particularly appealing. And now NBK forced to watch as the remaining 4 look to cling on. Presence B from Kjaerbye. Valda holding the line, but it cost him his life. Another chance, and Brokey finding it. They're just trading off each other. It's so simple, so beautiful to watch as it unfolds. Obviously not for the OG fans, as this is going to be a 2-0. 2-0, 2 up to the good. 1 map remains for the sweep. Best of 5 grand finals of IEM New York, and they deliver. FaZe looking hot on OG's Inferno.
Already dead. Keto Has to try and find something. And on the Deagle, he's going to find more damage, looking for more. A second shot. And then a fourth. Immense from
What are you
Keto
doing?
as he just bangs out everyone. 7 seconds on the clock. There's no hope for Alexi B. Big, huge kills.
What?
It's bigger than that, Chris. It's large. That is a large round from Big. Holy hell. What the hell was that, Geet?
Look at this. First
Oh.
is so clinical. Second
Oh.
is a flick. Third, they
Oh.
line up for him. Oh my god. That's so good from Keto. He did in the previous round. He did everyone to the second half between OG and Big. And we're straight into it, as you can see. NBK rushing forward. Shuts down the first player. Certain hit is taken clean off. And as you see, the odds brought to you by GGBet. Very, very close between these two right here on Dust 2.
And a 1-for-1 so far, but Tabson, he's going to clip off Man